Bitcoin is everywhere. It's in the news, it's in people's feeds, on YouTube, in our minds. I think even if you don't own Bitcoin or don't plan to, part of you, just like me, is wondering what's going to happen to Bitcoin? What even is Bitcoin? Is it a safe holder of value away from the eyes of the government? Is it a disruptive technology that will bring massive profits to savvy investors, or perhaps a bubble to fool people looking for a quick buck? Some facts are clear. It started as a cryptocurrency. The crypto bit of its name came from the way in which the transactions are validated and ordered by computers that right now are involved in what you and I might think of crypto mining. There's a lot of math involved in that one. I recommend looking up The Curious Investor for that on YouTube. He explains it far better than I do. Currency in the name comes from, well, the initial desire for a decentralized way to pay for goods and services. Did that happen? Well, Bitcoin reached its peak value so far on the 12th of December 2017, close to $20,000 per Bitcoin. And at the same time, most of the coins on offer today, crypto that is, have little in the way of real world value. Think about it. The dollar or euro or pound have value mostly because people use it. And much like the value of a network increases exponentially with the amount of people using it, so does a certain currency, fiat or crypto. Cryptocurrency adoption is not nearly as impressive as we'd like to believe. Matter of fact, in London there's a number of pubs that have embraced this fascinating technology and allowed for its clients to pay in Bitcoin. But the iPads or whatever tools used for payments got shelved since they didn't even have a single transaction using Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency for months. Maybe that's cherry picking, but you have to go to pretty specific places and research far in advance to even think about paying with Bitcoin. For now, it's just not good enough as a day-to-day currency, and it won't be until you can pay with it at the corner store. As for government regulation, not everyone is being friendly to it. I actually don't think it's to do with them feeling threatened, more like this is a new currency that has a little value beyond a lot of people speculating in it. But what about the dollar or the gold or the diamonds? That doesn't have any real value either. Yes, that's true, but it's part of convention. People use it because other people use it. Let's be honest, using colored pieces of paper or polymer is far from the weirdest thing we do because everybody else does it. Cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin might reach that level, but that takes much more than a couple of years of publicity. Some article or another keeps telling me, Bitcoin will hit 100,000. No, 500,000. Even better, 1 million. That's its correct valuation. Maybe it will. I'm not the one to stand in the way of people's dreams. But here's the question. So what? Right now, on account of the previous two big facts, that it's not being used as a currency and governments don't like it, it doesn't really matter. It's little more than speculation. Exciting speculation, yes, but speculation nonetheless. Anybody heard of the dot-com boom of the late 90s and early aughts? Well, I dare say it's the same situation. In the later 90s, every company and individual was getting into the internet craze. Pizza.com, pets.com, anything.com. Add those 4 characters after whatever word or business name you could come up with, and suddenly it was worth more. Way more. Investors didn't care any longer about viability or business model. The internet was a vast and explored and exciting territory, and there was plenty of glamour and glitz to it. Maybe a bit too much, as the crash in early 2001 showed. Companies previously thought to be worth billions fell into the dirt from which they came. Of course, looking back, we know the internet was a goldmine, just not yet. Kodak recently got into the blockchain game. If you look on its webpage, you can see that it's now pitching itself as a coin offering company as well. Share prices have since surged. Personally, I was surprised Kodak was still a thing, but hey. As for coins, yeah, you might say they have future value, but so far, because of that volatility that they've been having, no one in their right mind would use it as a currency day to day. It's the very reason why we run away from hyperinflation. Perhaps this time it's not companies added .com to their names, but offering coins. Do I believe Bitcoin and blockchain will crash? There's no reason for it not to, when it's as easy for a couple of speculators to drive it up as it is for a government just thinking about regulating it, to crash. I find blockchain a fantastic technology that could bring massive democratization and transparency to financial everyday matters as a society even. And maybe even more than finance, contracts, documents, anything really. But for a technology to be useful, it needs to be stable. In the financial arena, for something to be usable as a day-to-day transaction material and not just speculation, it needs to have minimal volatility. What does Bitcoin and Ethereum and XLR and whatever got? Volatility. Ironically, they need to lose the very thing that brought them fame. It needs to be stable in order to remain used and become more than what cash-strapped millennials put $1,000 into, hoping to make a couple of extra bucks to make ends meet. There are second and third generation coins right now. Look up Cardano, for instance. The process through which cryptocurrencies get managed is becoming more streamlined, more organized, and more transparent. And I, for one, would like to understand something as basic as and as often used as money. I hope we all do. I strive to do it with current fiat currencies and learn about it as well as crypto ones, but it's just not easy. I do think that something will eventually disrupt the market, but I sure hope it's something that has stability and isn't designed to just boom into first place and then implode. On the other hand, there's been plenty of change in the past couple of years if you look it up. Open banks like Monzo that I actually use, Sterling, another competitor, international transfers on the touch of a button, algorithmic saving. The financial industry has plenty of contenders. So there is hope for some dramatic change in the next couple of years. And obviously that raises the question of just what quite happens to the people working in that industry. Now, if you pay digitally for everything, then why would you even bother having people at bank offices? Will banks become the places where you troubleshoot your digital wallet? Does that mean that bank clerks will now need to be software trained? That could be just one of the possible futures. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I just think Bitcoin might go up, might go down. I don't know. I can't predict this stuff. But I don't think it'll be the currency that changes it all. Instead, it might just be the granddaddy to the solution that does. Who knows? And I, for one, am curious what happens now. Future sure looks interesting. As always, hope you found this video useful. Feel free to leave us a thumbs up if you liked the video, comment for feedback, and subscribe if you loved it. See you next time. Ciao.